going to sign with the Nets 4 years, $164 million. He will join Kyrie Irving, who is going to commit also tonight. He's essentially committed already.
He wins number 7! Kevin Durant! Woo! And God! 6'2" Duke University, number 11, Kyrie Irving!
Shots, all of them perimeter jumpers, and I know for Karl-Anthony Towns to take that next step, it's going to have to be some post play.
It rims in for Kyrie Irving.
Contested shot that he just happened to airball.
Minnesota had made 8 straight. Irving! Sizzling! On a switch, he's got Durant. Irving. Oh, no! Oh, yes!
Yeah, the timing of it, especially for a team that's in the playoffs still as we speak, is surprising. It had been building for some time. I think there had been a lot of conversations between Sean Marks, the GM, and Kenny Atkinson, and the coach, and they have remained close. I mean, Kenny Atkinson and Sean Marks together built the Nets into a destination that appealed to Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving in free agency. But in the conversations those two had, they both had felt that Atkinson's voice had run its course with this team, that together each had gone as far as the other had wanted to go.
I'm Scott Van Pelt here at ESPN. This astounding and unprecedented story continues to evolve. At halftime with Adrian Wojnarowski, I suggested that we would speak to him soon. I had no idea that it would be this soon. He has just tweeted within the past 2 minutes that the NBA is suspending the season.
Musa will dribble out the final seconds, and it is over. The Toronto Raptors have posted their first ever playoff series sweep in their 25-year history as they eliminate the Brooklyn Nets.
The Nets have hired a new head coach, and it's Hall of Fame point guard Steve Nash. Adrian Wojnarowski reporting this news. It's a 4-year deal for Nash. Interim coach Jacques Vaughn will stay on as an assistant. Here's part of GM Sean Marks' statement, quote, "In Steve, we see a leader, communicator, and mentor who will garner the respect of our players."
Poster, welcome to the league.
Here's Durant, yes. Kevin Durant. Nice move by Durant. Yes, again for Kevin Durant.
If I'm his teammates, I'm ticked off. If I'm the Nets, I'm even more ticked off. But let me take that back. If I'm his teammates, I'm ticked off. The Nets shouldn't be ticked off because they knew what they were getting. They knew Kyrie was moody. They knew he was mercurial, and they knew he had these bouts where, and people have said, Kyrie would be fine one day, and then he would go a month or 2 months without speaking to anybody. Mm-hmm. So you knew exactly what you were getting. But again, Skip, this is what we call production intolerance. Kyrie Irving produces at an extremely high level. So here, your tolerance level for this kind of behavior is you accept it.
This is a massive deal all around. Listen, for the Brooklyn Nets to go out and get James Harden, this was something that Kevin Durant very much wanted. He and Harden started talking about this months ago. And listen, with the uncertainty surrounding Kyrie Irving right now, and I think there's still hope, expectation, he returns and plays for this team. You remember, free agency comes back upon you pretty quick in this league. Kevin Durant's in the second year of a 4-year deal. And getting Harden, that's another reason for Durant to want to stay. But now, if you get Irving back, and he's back to playing at a high level, you have a 1-2-3, perhaps unlike we've seen in this league in the modern era.
Irving now in the corner is guarded by Osmond. Irving spins, fires from the baseline, and cans it. Kyrie Irving gets the Nets on the board. Damian Dotson will check into the next dead ball as Harden with a clean steal. Back on the Nets, 3-on-2. Irving hesitates around Sexton, glides to the hole.
He is, and that's what helped him defend that shot.
Durant puts it up and in, gets fouled by Prince, and Kevin Durant has a chance for the three-point play.
Harden gets by Brown, right back to Johnson. Can't get off the shot. Brown a stutter step, misses the layup. Rebound Houston.
And here, take a look at James Harden when he left the game earlier in that third quarter, rubbing his right leg.
Durant with 24, Kyrie Irving with 25, and that's it. It's the end of the line for the Boston Celtics as the Brooklyn Nets will advance to round 2, a 123-109 victory.
6 in 5 games. Who can hit the corner 3, was wide open, and a very quick timeout being called.
And Marvin, James Harden looks like he's going back to the locker room, so not a good sign for the Nets. Steve Nash making that timeout there.
A very physical game as Irving throws it in, goes down hard on his right shoulder.
It looked like he came down on that ankle, landing on Giannis's foot.
Yep. So we'll take a quick break and check on Kyrie Irving.
It'll be the 4th time this season tonight that the Nets will play with Harden and KD and no Kyrie. Steve Nash telling us that if Harden was available, which he is, he will be in the starting lineup as you would expect.
Gets it into Durant. Here is Durant moving on Tucker. He turns, he shoots. Yes! With 1 second remaining. 1 second left. Durant hits a 3. And Milwaukee has 1 timeout. They call for the timeout. What an incredible shot from Lopez.
I guess I was right.
Yeah. And now Joe Harris just flips it over to Jeff Green. Now that does it. The Bucks with the 115-111 victory over the Brooklyn Nets. And for the Nets, a season which saw them finish 48-24.
It's imperative that we continue to build chemistry as a team and remain true to our long-established values of togetherness and sacrifice.
Aha.
I've been saying this all along. Now, what this tells me, Woj reported that Kevin Durant and James Harden has been consulted on this.
I believe
With
that.
this statement, we already know. I keep trying to tell people, you think you got power. You don't. They got it. Now, they say, you know what, Kyrie? Now, when you want to get vaccinated and make sacrifices like everybody else has made, we welcome you back with open arms. But until then, we don't do the part-time.
Courtesy of the NBA, sources telling Adrian Wojnarowski that the Nets are bringing back Kyrie as a part-time player for games outside of New York. Now, if you remember, since training camp, he's refused to satisfy New York City vaccine mandates in order to play home games, leading the Nets to sideline him for all games so far this season. But with injuries and players entering COVID protocols, repeatedly leaving the roster shorthanded as of late, Brooklyn decided to change course.
not yet executing, but finding his teammate.
A lot of issues the other night. Second chance points was a problem. Irving stepping in. Irving's got the steal. Up ahead. Mills. Johnson crosses, leans, and scores. Bumped from Sabonis. Claxton drives, gives it up. Irving looking to get on the board. He does. One-on-one with Washington. Kyrie, saucy!
For the Pelicans, Jones just speeds into Bruce Brown, and Durant got hit on the knee. And Durant grabbing at his left knee and wincing. Still rubbing that left knee. Looked like maybe got contacted. What the Nets want to see, and Kevin Durant is going to go back to the Nets locker room, and the Nets and all their fans are going to hold their breath.
Wojnarowski, the Brooklyn Nets are trading James Harden to Philadelphia for the 76ers. Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2 first-round picks. That's according to our Woj. What is your immediate reaction to that, Big Rich?
No,
right now the details. The details, one more time. For the trade, the Brooklyn Nets, they are trading James Harden to Philadelphia for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2 first-round picks, sources tell ESPN. The Nets are including Paul Millsap in the deal, too. Woj is just reporting. What do you...
Chinese food night. Durant, splash! Kevin Durant from the outside. He is back, game and a half ahead of Charlotte. Durant, drive. Guess who's back? Fake. Oh, Kevin Durant! A little bit of sauce.
This is big news for the NBA. Brian Windhorst, Vince Carter joining us now. Wendy, what does this mean for the Nets and Kyrie now that this vaccine mandate has been lifted?
This means that the Nets have gone from a potential spoiler to a potential contender. Having Kyrie Irving in the lineup this year makes as big of a difference for the Nets as you can imagine. They go from being the number 26 team in net rating, which is what they do per 100 possessions against the opponent. They go from 26 at home to number 3 when they're on the road. Now, some of that is because Durant missed some games. That's an inflated difference. But they're one of the best teams in the league when they're on the road with Kyrie. They go from the number 26 offense at home this year to the number 1 offense on the road because of the difference that Kyrie Irving makes. This is a complete game changer to the Eastern Conference playoffs.
They signed Durant and Irving in 2019. They thought things would be different, but a first-round loss.
And a sweep. Boston, 4 in a row. After they lost in 5 to the Nets last year, they answer back with their 8th series sweep in franchise history.
Craziest is that we get to training camp and the roster basically consists of Ben Simmons, right? As far as no Kyrie Irving and certainly no Kevin Durant, if that's going to be the domino effect if, let's say, Irving does go to the Lakers for significantly less money or there is a trade to be worked out here. So I think that's kind of the craziest thing is that it will be a package of younger players that Steve Nash has when we get into the training camp, because I don't see a path for Kyrie Irving to get himself to another team, whether it be in a sign-in trade or even if he opts in trades, unless Brooklyn's willing to take back players that are rotational players. And then what does that mean if Kevin Durant asks out and now you're stuck with these type of players? So a lot to be worked out here. A lot to be worked out.
player option to remain with the Nets. He tells The Athletic LA, the Lakers, had been the one team known to be interested in a sign and trade for the very talented point guard. Irving had until Wednesday to opt into that final year of his contract with Brooklyn, which has been reluctant to offer a long-term deal with the point guard. It does bear mentioning, Kevin, when we talked to Woj earlier in the show, he said that just because he opted in would not preclude the Nets from necessarily making a deal with someone else.
He left Golden State where he felt that he didn't get the credit that he deserved. Draymond Green has gone out of the way. Maybe the outside world didn't give Kevin Durant the credit he deserved. But inside, we gave him more than credit than he deserved. Not more than, but we gave him the credit that he rightfully deserved. Skip, he's about to start a new deal. 4 years, $194 million. It get hard. He wanted to build his team because that was Steph's, that was Draymond, that was Clay's baby. And now he wants out already? Everything that's there was because of Kevin Durant. The head coach is because of Kevin Durant. Kyrie, James Harden, this one and that one. LaMarcus Aldridge, Patty Mills, Blake Griffin. Everybody was there because of Kevin Durant. And now a little adversity starts to hit. Where can he go? And now where does he want to go, Skip? He ain't trying to start from the bottom. Let's go to the teams that were the 2 number 1 seeds last year.
This has been built with him co-signing or having a strong say in everything that's gotten to this point. And I understand that things can quickly change. But what I'm trying to tell people is if I were Joe Tsai, I hear what Kevin Durant has said to me. I understand there's an ultimatum out there that has gotten leaked to the press. Wonder how. About it's either me or Steve Nash and Sean Marks. And what I'm saying to Kevin Durant, if I were Joe Tsai, is it's the Brooklyn Nets franchise. That's who I'm choosing.
I think it hurts a lot. And Skip, the one thing I've been crystal clear on is because of KD's unpredictability, teams were going to be unwilling to blow up their young roster. Here it is on June 30th. He requested a trade. Here we are on August 22nd. He said, nah, I'm good. We'll make it work. So let me get this straight, Skip. On June 30th, you demand a trade. Then about a little over a month later, you demand that the head coach and the general manager get fired. Or that was one of the conditions that you were willing to state. And now here we are a week after you said either them or me. You're like, okay, let's make it work.
Malika, just the unraveling to start the season, really a worst-case scenario for Steve Nash in the Nets. You know, Ben Simmons not playing at a very high level from the very beginning. Certainly just how bad defensively this Nets team was, 29th in the league out of the gate, that 4-game losing streak, and certainly, and probably not the least of all, the Kyrie Irving situation that has hung over this team, that continues to hang over this team and league. And I think for Steve Nash, as much as Brooklyn felt that they had gone as far as they could with him as head coach, I think he felt the same.
Spoke to the media for a second time since posting a link to an anti-Semitic film.
He has since deleted that tweet and made a donation, but is it enough? CBS 2's Steve Overmeyer here now with what he did not say today. Steve.
And I think that's what a lot of people are questioning is what is he going to say? Because Kyrie Irving has no problem saying he meant no harm with the post. He has no problem calling himself a beacon of light. But he does seem to have a problem saying 2 important words. I'm sorry.
I take my full responsibility. Again, I'll repeat it, for posting something on my Instagram or Twitter that may have had some unfortunate falsehoods in it.
Kyrie Irving is back on the court. Irving rejoined the team and apologized to anyone who felt threatened or hurt when he posted that link to a documentary with anti-Semitic material. Irving was suspended on November 3rd after refusing to say he had no anti-Semitic beliefs when meeting with reporters at the Nets practice facility. Irving now says he should have handled that interview differently. He says he doesn't stand for, quote, anything close to hate speech or anti-Semitism.
Suspended its relationship with controversial NBA star Kyrie Irving, the company announcing it's also canceling the release of Irving's new shoe. It comes after the Brooklyn Nets guard promoted an anti-Semitic movie on social media last week and then repeatedly refused to condemn anti-Semitism or to apologize. On Thursday, the Nets suspended Irving for at least 5 games.
Turns the corner, met by Simmons. Loose ball, Warren after it, and the Nets come away with it. And Kevin Durant is down. Kevin Durant is down, grabbing at his right knee.
Off every play. That's a big-time block by Simmons, and then, yeah. Butler just falling into his leg and knee. Shoe comes off. Yeah, that's where he grabbed at it, and he was grabbing at that knee.
Malika, Kyrie Irving wanted a commitment on a long-term contract extension before the season was over, not this summer, but ahead of this trade deadline. And the Nets have not been willing to make the kind of commitment in years and money that Kyrie Irving has wanted. This goes back to last summer when they wanted to see a consistency in not just his performance and availability, but his ability to stay controversy-free, keep the focus on the team. That obviously has not happened this year after his suspension with the promotion of the anti-Semitic film on his Twitter page, and all that went into the aftermath of that. And I think the Nets' stance has been, let's continue to play, let's try to continue to win, and get to the end of the season and see where we are. The Dallas-Brooklyn talks accelerated quickly today, and the Mavericks wanted to get, I think both sides wanted to get a deal done. I think Dallas, listen, they may have put more in terms of draft compensation, draft pick compensation in the deal than they might have. But they wanted to get this thing done. They didn't want to lose Kyrie Irving elsewhere in the league. And also for Brooklyn, they were ready to be done with this Kyrie Irving situation. Conversations between Kevin Durant and Joe Tsai, the owner in Brooklyn, Sean Marks, their GM, they started to move toward the idea that if there was a deal that could be done in Phoenix, that Kevin Durant would certainly be open to it, and I think even eager for it. And Matt Ishbia, the new owner in Phoenix, who just was approved last week, he wanted to get Kevin Durant. They tried to do this deal without Mikal Bridges. That wasn't going to happen. And there was back and forth yesterday and then tonight. And there was a thought tonight that maybe they would carry this conversation over to tomorrow. The Suns were looking at some other trades out in the marketplace. But what got it done, Mikal Bridges in this deal, 4 unprotected first-round picks, a pick swap, all going back to the Nets. Finally, the Brooklyn Nets, that great experiment, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, it is finally over. And this is an organization that is ready to hit the reset button